Coming up on Mountain News at 6, severe weather can obviously cause damage to your home. We'll hear from insurance agents about what you can do if that happens to you. And one local medical organization receives more than $2 million. More about what they plan to do with that money coming up.
And a few strong to severe storms are possible this evening. Your forecast on the way as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Some of us are getting a break from the stormy weather right now, but more is possible later tonight. First Alert meteorologist Cameron Aaron is keeping an eye on the severe weather threat, and it's really blowing up out in western Kentucky, right, Cameron?
Yes, Steve, we have a level 4 moderate risk of severe weather for parts of western Kentucky, also northern Tennessee, and our region. Because of the lack of sunshine today, that has really helped to lower that severe weather chance, but we're not done with the severe weather threat just yet. Up on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, we are tracking some showers and thunderstorms, but some good news, all of these are below severe limits. Let's zoom into Lee County, Virginia, also Harlan County, Kentucky, pushing into parts of Bell County, also Knox County, and into portions of Clay and Leslie counties as well. Some light to moderate showers there. This storm has a history of producing some hail over south central Kentucky, pushing through parts of Pulaski, also Rockcastle counties over the next few minutes there. But notice the plethora of showers and thunderstorms over parts of western Kentucky. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. We have tornado warnings. We have flash flood warnings. And this is where the level 4 moderate risk of severe weather is in place. In our region, technically a level 3 enhanced risk of severe weather is close to Lake Cumberland. I think we may see a strong storm or two. The higher chance for that will be along and west of I-75 over those far southwestern counties. One county under a tornado watch, that is Campbell County, Tennessee, and that will last through midnight this evening. But all of us have a flood watch, and this will last through Thursday morning. So like I said, we are not done with the threat just yet, so be sure to just have a way to receive warnings, stay weather aware, and we will keep you updated as we get more information from the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Leaders are surveying the damage from a downburst at one of our state parks. These pictures are from the Natural Bridge State Resort Park, actually video from earlier today. This is out of Powell and Wolfe counties. Crews responded to Middle Fort Campground about 24 hours ago. This was after the storms yesterday. Adrian McMahon is a volunteer firefighter who was one of the first at the scene. She says this is the first major storm event she's responded to since volunteering.
Many trees, probably about 20 to 30 trees down on the road. I was following behind guys with the chainsaws, picking up the big logs, getting them out of the road in preparation for the excavators and scrapers.
Again, the National Weather Service says this was a downburst in that location yesterday, not a tornado. Officials say the park is fully operational despite the damage. Some folks in Kentucky have already seen severe weather today, but that threat is expected to continue for many in the mountains. Officials with the National Weather Service say the area along and south of the Hal Rogers Parkway could be impacted the most.
Right now, the latest we have is we believe, because of a convective boundary that has pushed through the area, that the focus or the most likely areas to see severe weather today in our area, eastern Kentucky, would be, generally along and south of the Hal Rogers Parkway.
National Weather Service meteorologists keeping a close eye on the situation through the evening hours, as are we. Well, insurance companies in Kentucky have been very busy the last few years. Multiple claims have been filed with companies because of tornadoes, wind damage, and flooding. Spring often means more strong storms, and insurance company officials say there's some things you need to be aware of before the damage is done. WYMT's Phil Pendleton explains.
The past few years have been marked by one natural disaster after another, and all of it has been very costly.
Over the last several years, we've actually had multiple billion-dollar events in Kentucky alone.
Kentucky homeowners are encouraged to take some preventative steps before the storm hits.
That might be as simple as gathering up patio furniture and moving it into a secure place, maybe even inside so it doesn't go airborne.
Insurance company officials say that they do not recommend climbing on ladders. They say that your safety should be the utmost concern, but they say that you should probably take some steps, either yourself or through other people, to prevent further damage from taking place to your property.
You don't want to make repairs, but you want to stabilize the damage. You want to put a tarp on the roof to make sure that the water doesn't leak in the house and cause further damage. And
Larry Stewart says claims adjusters will likely contact you in about 24 to 48 hours. He says don't be surprised if the total is more than you first anticipated, and that could eventually impact what you're paying.
across the state, well, across the nation, as you well know, all insurance premiums are increasing because of basically because of inflation, the replacement cost of homes.
But Kentucky has absolutely been hammered with a lot of severe weather and historic weather over the last several years.
Insurance officials say their business is built to respond to these kinds of things. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Agents say the most important thing to do is review your policy and get to know your agent to better prepare for when you need to call them. As always, you can stay up to date on the severe weather and any alerts issued by downloading the WYMT weather app. Just scan the QR code. I believe we have that to show you with your phone's camera. Well, we can't put that up, but I'm sure a camera will show it to you later. And if you scan that QR code, it'll take you to where you can download the app. It is free for both Android and iPhone users. One person is dead after a tree fell on a car in Claiborne County, Tennessee, after severe weather came through that area earlier today. The incident happened on Lone Mountain Road this morning. Police told our sister station in Knoxville, 22-year-old Bryce Edward Hentnick was killed. An employee with the Department of Transportation Driver's Licensing Office in Prestonsburg has been charged with fraud. Last week, police arrested Brittany Dingus after she reportedly obtained personal debit card information from 3 people. Police say she used those cards and another person's email address to make online purchases. 2 people are facing charges after police say they found meth on them in Letcher County. Police were sent to a pizza restaurant in Whitesburg yesterday. After confirming 2 arrest warrants on Brianna Hall, police found her in a game room in a gambling store nearby. Hall was using a purse that belonged to Brittany Looney, which contained nearly 35 grams of meth in it. Hall and Looney were taken to the Letcher County Jail. 2 people are facing charges after a drug bust in Harlan County. While conducting an investigation in the Bledsoe community, deputies with the sheriff's office found 2 people living on Bigelow Road with active arrest warrants. At the home, police found meth, a shotgun, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. Police arrested Emma Osborne and Jeffrey Burkhart. Investigators in Clay County are looking into a church fire early this morning. Crews went out around 4 o'clock to the Solid Rock House of Prayer. That's off US 421 north of Manchester. Firefighters found flames coming from the church attic. Crews from multiple agencies went inside to try and put out the blaze and save musical equipment. Firefighters were pulled out due to structural safety concerns. No injuries were reported. We have an update on a story we first told you about yesterday at 6. The Knox County Sheriff's Department confirmed 43-year-old Jeff Smith has been found. Smith had been missing since last Thursday. The Perry County Ambulance Service is just about finished relocating from the Walkertown area of Hazard to its new location. Brian Milam has more about that.
This area of North Main Street in Hazard is where the Perry County Ambulance Facility is currently located, sandwiched between a blind curve and during the day, a bottleneck of traffic.
It was a hard location. We've outgrown the location. It's hard to pull in and out. It wasn't accessible to the public. It was not enough parking for employees, and so we needed a change.
The new location will be at the intersection of Highways 80 and 15. The perfect spot to quickly reach all parts of Perry County.
Actually, where it's sitting, it doesn't hurt the run times to anywhere, but it actually helps the run times to a lot of the community on that end. And so we took everything into consideration, and we think we could not have got a better spot to have our ambulance service located.
It has been a slow process moving the 3 miles out of the congested area of downtown Hazard and into the wider open expanses of the main highway artery in the area. But it's worth it.
It would just be one of the nicest EMS facilities in Kentucky.
The move should be complete within the next 2 weeks. In Hazard, Brian Milam, WYMT Mountain News.
The facility upgrade costs between $2 and $2.5 million, but is paid through government grants. The Letcher County Planning Commission hosted a public meeting to discuss progress toward a federal prison in the county. Members of the commission visited the Manchester Correctional Facility to get an idea of what having a prison could mean for Letcher County. Those who visited the prison explained it was different than they originally thought it would be, and they were able to be educated on many of the benefits.
I didn't quite know what it entailed or what it was like, but I knew that Manchester Correctional Institution would be the same kind of thing, and I thought if we could visit with them, it would be well worthwhile.
Members of the commission say they believe educating Letcher Countyans about what having a correctional facility in Manchester has done for Clay County would deter some of the negativity surrounding a prison being brought to Letcher County. Several Republican lawmakers made stops in the region yesterday to announce funding in the recent budget they believe will improve the quality of life across the region. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke to one CEO today who is on the receiving end.
Mountain Comprehensive Health Cooperation will receive more than $2 million to complete a project it's been working toward since 2020.
This is transitional housing. We started this and applied for a ARC grant back in February of 2020. As you know, COVID hit in March of 2020, so the $2.1 million we had by the time it was awarded in September was already not enough.
MCHC will transform the English building of the old Whitesburg High School into 22 single apartments for men as an extension of recovery care.
And they'll receive further counseling, vocational training, education, and life skills training to help them be in a better position to resist recidivism.
The National Institutes of Health reported in a 2019 study someone typically goes through 5.35 serious recovery attempts before treatment is successful.
Many times they're going back into their own home environment that spawned the addiction to start with. They're still going to have job problems. They're still going to have family problems. The drug dealer that sold them is still going to be on the corner.
Caudill says being named a recovery-ready community by Governor Beshear only further motivates them to get this project underway.
What we're trying to do is to help them be better prepared to withstand those pressures.
The program will be open to men as they complete short-term recovery programs. In Letcher County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Caudill adds once construction on the facility begins, it will take about 12 months to complete, and it will hopefully be ready to house people during the summer of 2025. We want to go back to our big sports story of the hour. Trent Noah going to UK. We've now heard from the man himself. Let's send it over to Armando Berry for the latest. Armando?
That's right, Steve. Trent Noah has officially confirmed he will join the Kentucky Wildcats via social media just minutes ago. UK assistant coach Cody Feger was the original person who released that boom tweet that signaled that the Cats added to its roster at approximately 4:12 this afternoon. Here's the picture that Noah put on his Instagram, and he is now the first athlete from Harlan County or Harlan Independent to join the men's basketball team at UK in more than 60 years. He led the Black Bears to a 13th region title and a runner-up finish at the KHSAA state finals this past season. We will continue to look into Noah's latest career move later in sports.
We are watching out for some more showers and thunderstorms this evening. Your first alert forecast right after this break.